9. Sisum dewa tsaze silbashin, yu tsamshiki jigbi chochen yin, namyang mijur tharbi gopang chok, dundunyar wajalse lagle yin. This stanza is saying that Sisum means three world or triple world. There are called three triple world. In Tibetan, Sala, Sateng, Sahok. Sala means upper of the earth. There is a place of God, and on the earth is a human, and under the earth or under the ground, like other creature or other like insect or so many. So this is called three world and different world, and Doikam, Sukham, Sugmekham. So the different counting system. So here is Sisum Devachaja is Silbashin. So wherever they are in triple world. So the pleasure of this triple world is Chacha is Silbashin, means that there, if you, I don't know whether you have experience or not, in winter, especially in Tibet and Himalayan area of Nepal is there, the tip of the grasses early in the morning, you can see, what is it called? Some Silbashin. Oh, that kinds of very tiny, melted very quickly. It cannot be there. So within a minute, it will melt. It will melt. So if you walk in the morning, it will give sound krok, 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 because everywhere is like a very thin. It's got a blade or something. The tip of the grass there is like a small ice. So when sun will rise, it will quickly melt. So he is comparing that the pleasure of triple world happiness or pleasure, whatever is like that. So now is a pleasure there, and quickly it will remove. Quickly it will go. Quickly it will decrease. Yeah, silbashin. So like that grass. Yuitzam shiki jigbi chochenin. Yuitzam means within a second. It's a destroyable dharma, destroyable things. Namyang Mijur Tharpi Gopangcho. So then what is a permanent pleasure and happiness? So that is the enlightenment world. So if we get enlightenment, so there is a permanent pleasure and permanent happiness. So the son of the Buddha, who Bodhisattvas, so they should seek the permanent happiness and pleasure. So who want to practice of that is the son of the Bodhisattva. I mean, who seek the permanent pleasure and happiness is the son of the Bodhisattva. Means, yeah. So that's why I just told, I just spoke a little bit about it in the beginning. Is that so? Who is still attached with old here? Of course, we have attachment. We are ordinary human being. As a very ordinary human being. Not only human being. We have a attachment with our parents. We have attachment with our children. We have attachment with friends or son, daughters, or whatever. So the reality is, after a few years, or maybe whatever, maybe 50 years, 30 years, whatever, we will be separated. So who has a wisdom, or who is a wise person, so they have to know before happened that thing. So I think there was a very scholar whose name is Kabir in 7th century. He mentioned that if you understood the death before you die, then your life is successful. So if you do not know what is the death before die, so your life is worse or gone wrong way. So same thing is that attachment with parents, attachment with children, attachment with family, attachment with friends, attachment with property is that if we know before we will die, so then your life, at least you became successful. Otherwise, because one day is naturally, when we will die, with the sorrow, with suffering, oh, my parents, my son, my daughter, and then so it became meaningless, but anyhow you have to be separated. So there is no any way to stop it. So Shanti Deva said that the life, when death will come, even you cannot plus even a minute or second, you cannot plus it. Oh, it will be destroyed. So the practitioner who that's why who leave everything before that. Leave means you don't need to run away in the isolate place, but at least you try to be disattached, try to be decrease your attachment. So that is a very important. That's all. So and shloka or stanza number 10 is this there. Thokme duine dagla sewa chen manam dugna rangde chishik cha dechir thaye semchen talje chir changju semje jalse lagle. So before this stanza number 9 stanza shows is that impermanent. So he said that the worldly pleasure is impermanent. Why? Because it is like the water on the tip of the grass. So within a second, it will happen. It will finish everything. I really believe, but I cannot practice. But I really trust and is yeah, because what happened is there very close to near by Kathmandu. It is called here Melamche. So what happened few months ago during the raining season, very strong flood came over there, and so rich people has many buildings, many houses. They became within a night, they became homeless because all the houses and everything is gone, is took by flood. And I think, oh, really? At that moment is a second, and within a second, yeah, it happened. Suppose so many things it happened. Suppose in Japan, many years ago, there was a big cyclone, and Professor Joseph is there. We've been at that place too. When I've been there, oh, see, so many cars, many buses, they were running on on sea like this. So who can save it? No one can save it. So this is showing that impermanence. So impermanent all happen like that. So the practice of or teachings of Buddha is that he is introduction. He is giving introduction us that world is like this. So then you see yourself, check yourself whether it's true or not. So just only don't believe that as a Buddha said, your Guru said, or it has mentioned. It is mentioned in book or somewhere. Do not believe that. It will not be your knowledge. It will not your property. But if you know yourself, then it will be your property. It will be your knowledge. As I used to give example when I give teaching to Nepali people, that if someone is say that to smoke is harmful, and if you think that smoke is harmful, and if I leave it for the time being, so you can live few days or few weeks or months, and you will smoke again because it is your knowledge. It is not your knowledge. It's just somebody said it and you believe for the time being, and you will start again. But when you will really think that, it will be harmful for me, then you can stop it because it became your knowledge. So then that's why Buddha said that do not follow any teacher, any person, any God that he or she said it or it has mentioned in such and such a book. No, it will never be your knowledge. When you will know yourself, what is that, then it will be your knowledge. So then wherever you go, it's with you because your experience, your knowledge. Yeah. So then Thokme Duin Dagla Tsewa Chen. So this is a Mahayana practitioner, a little bit Mahayana practitioner. Thokme Duin Dagla Tsewa Chen, Manam Duna, Rangde Chishikja, Dechir Thaye Semche, Talje, Changju Semje, Jalse Lagleng. So Thokme Duin, from the beginningless of time, Dagla Tsewa Chen, according to Mahayana Buddhism, is that all the sentient being, all the creatures are our parents, like a mother. Because we born in this society world, and we will die, and we birth again, we will die, we will born again. So it happened continue. So, and no one knows that when world begin and when will it end. So that's a beginningless time means. So beginningless time. So anyhow, who knows that maybe you became my parents, maybe I also became your parents, and for a long time, so coming in this world, because it's a beginningless time. So that's why we need to develop compassion and loving kindness and compassion to all the beings, is that because from the beginningless of time, Dagla Sewajan, who loved me and who took care of me. Suppose who became a mother here, so they know that how they love their children. There is a saying in Nepal that the parents' heart is on children, and children's heart is on stone. So whether this word become perfect or not, it means that parents always love their children very much. They want to take care of it, where they are, what they are doing. Even they are not with them. Also, they always think, oh, maybe what he is doing in this time, what she is doing. So their heart is always with children, on children. And children heart is on stone. Means children do not take care of their parents. Do not think that whatever, wherever parents go, they don't care about it. So that's why the Mahayana Buddhism always give example of mother, is that especially mother, sorry to say, not father, but mother has a more compassion. It is very true and honest, that because we have own our experience that how mother take care. One of my teachers said that even father, the showing love is very different. When women show love to their children or some a small baby, so they take care very well. And when father love or take care of their children, they play like this. Oh, they and like this. So it is very different. But mother, they always care. Oh, he or she may fell down. She never do that. But if do also maybe slowly. But they say that. And father, what does he do? Oh, he throw up. That is like a plane. So that's why the compassionate heart of mother is we cannot compare with others. So that's why Mahayana Buddhists always give example, because people will know that if we give example of the mother, then they will know what is the compassion, what is the loving kindness. So that's why he said that from the beginningless of time to me or to us, who took care and who loved. So such a who give love, who took care of us, that mother, those mothers, if those mother is in suffering, so if those mothers are in suffering, so what is my pleasure is, what is my happiness is? My happiness is nothing. I should live my happiness. Then we should take care of those mothers who took care us from the beginningless of time, who loved and took care of us from the beginningless time. So it means that we have to love all the sentient beings as like a mother. So that's why the endless or limitless sentient beings to get liberate from the world. So to develop the bodhicitta ourselves is the practice of the bodhisattva. So bodhisattva need to practice that way, that all the sentient beings are as our mother, who love and took care of us from the beginningless time. Now she is in suffering. So when she is in suffering, so my pleasure and happiness is nothing. So we need to leave it and take care of the mother. Means need to take care or develop loving kindness and compassion to the sentient beings. So dungal malu dagde doile jung zogbe sangye champagne semble tung dechir dag de shengi dungal dag yangda je ojal se laglen. Yeah, even I how to say, I cannot explain very well. But when I read this shloka, maybe it will be benefit for myself that it is very true. What he is saying that dungal malui, all the sufferings dagde doilejung. So every one, we want to be happy ourselves. We want to be whatever. So we want to be. I want to be rich. I want to be happy. I want to have an expensive car, and I want to be a famous person here. So people think like that. So that's why how all the sufferings come because of that way. So see, if suppose in America, the president is very powerful post, and they are competing on election and they want to be president. So that is Dagdoye, means I want to be president. And when he or she will lose and they become sad. So it became suffering. So suffering come because he or she want to be president and suffering came. And who became president? Also after 4 years, when the post will finish, time will finish, and he or she will be sad that, oh, now is I will be no more president. So anyhow, if he or she will not show, but at least inside of them has a, because when when he or she is president, he or she will be respected everywhere. Yeah, people are running after him. Yes, so after finished, nothing. So then again the suffering came, and having been in the post as well, also many problems that people are criticizing when people talk the negative thing, and of course they are human being and they will say that, oh, and they will explain you, no, no, I am doing this, I am doing this again, and people say, no, you are not doing this, you are not doing so. These all are see when we see, but people think that, oh, maybe the president of America is happiest person. In reality, no. I think happiest person. There is a one story in Bodha. There is a Bodha stupa just behind me. So when it renovated, and the monk who came from Tibet, he renovated it, and during the consecration, during the consecration, the king of Nepal was invited at that time. And king of Nepal knew that the who renovated that stupa is Rinpoche. It's called Rinpoche, and Rinpoche will have incarnation, reincarnation. So the king of Nepal and the Rinpoche was sitting together, were sitting together, and the king asked him, what do you want to be in your next life? And no, sorry, Rinpoche said that, I am a king said that I am king of Nepal, but after death, I don't know where I will go. I have no idea, but you are Rinpoche, and you will rebirth again. So you will have a reincarnation. So what kinds of person do you want to be? So when Rinpoche and he was talking at that time, there was a beggar, one beggar was down there, just was sitting there. He had nothing, just was sitting there. Then Rinpoche pointed that if I will born again, so my reincarnation, if I will born again, or if I get rebirth again, I want to be that kinds of person, the beggar who is in the road there. And king surprised that what kinds of person he is. So what is special in this beggar? And asked that why? And he said that, see, now I think I'm Rinpoche and you think you are king. We don't have any time to practice the real Dharma. We are invited here and there, and we go there, we make our life very busy. We don't have time. But if I will born like he or like him, so I will have time all the time free, and I can practice all the time. So if that kinds of mind come little bit in our mind, then we have a hope in our life. So otherwise we don't have a hope. So what I want to say is that people think the president of America or at other country as well, they think they are happy or they are unhappy, they have everything. No, they don't have any happiness. Just only outer face you can see happy, tie, suit, and car, and nothing. But real happiness is we cannot find it there. Real happiness is if you are happy yourself, wherever you are happy. So the beggar, you see, he get his food only for one day, take it, and he sleep very well. But the businessman, high-fi person, even they don't have time to eat too, and he run over here and there. So this is not real happiness. But because of ignorance, because of attachment, because of something, so we don't recognize it now. And I'm just speaking just from mouth. So from heart, I cannot. So that's why we can't practice perfect way. Also, so that's why the Bodhisattva need to develop compassion. Yeah. So sorry. So that's why dungal malu dagde doile jung. So all the sufferings arises because I want to be happy. So due to that, it arises. Zogbi sangye shempen semble chung. But Zogbi sangye means Buddha became how Buddha became, because he developed to help to others. He developed loving kindness and compassion to others. Then he became a Buddha. That's why Dagde Shingi Dungal Dak Yangda Jewa Jalse Lagling. So that's why this is the, I said Mahayana practice. That Mahayana practice is that we have a mind training system. When we have a mind training, so my happiness to give others and other suffering we have to take ourselves. But in reality, we cannot take, because suppose somebody has a headache. So how can I take his headache? But just why, that's why I call it a mind training. Suppose if I say, oh, he or she has a very, and it also not acting like that. Oh, sometimes people don't respect from inside. They do not respect. Suppose if minister come from inside, they don't respect. But even please, welcome, welcome. So that is the acting. Yeah, from inside, he or she doesn't want to welcome heartily, but even though just showing, please welcome sir, welcome sir. So that is acting. And oh, he or she has a headache, he or she has a suffering, so I want to take it by myself. No, that is acting. So if it develop in your mind, oh, he or she, suppose again we can give example of mother. So mother, she never eat before feeding son or daughter. They always feed before their children. If son and daughter is hungry and mother is also hungry, so you can see, check it there. So mother always feed first to their children, and later on they will take. So that's why we have to pay our respect to mother is very, very important. Whatever happened, we really need to take care of them. If she said bad things, she said negative thing, also it is a practice of the Buddhism. First, if we cannot love, take care of our parents, then it is far way to take care of other living beings. If they do also, it is a very fake. It's not true. Because who took care of us, who feed us like that, and who keep her 10 months in her womb and gave her birth and feed us and became such a now walkable. There is a shloka in maybe Shanti Deo mentioned that when you born at that time, even you don't know anything, nothing, even you cannot walk, you cannot speak, you can't do anything, but just the love of the mother, she made you such a walkable, speakable, talkable, recognize, you can see things, you can recognize it. Who made it? Your mother made it. So if we forget it and think that we will help to other sentient beings, so it is very, very fake. So that's why we need to practice or start from our parents is the basic way, Then slowly we can develop compassion of all these ancient things. So they said, Dakshin, Dungal Dag, they said, Dag de Shengi, Dungal Dag, Yangda Jeva Jalse Lagling. So that's why Bodhisattva need to practice that all our happiness to give others and others suffering to take us. So it exchange of suffering and pleasure is the practice of the Bodhisattva. Sudak doichen ongi dagi nor tamje chokam chok du juk nayang luidang longje tuisum gewa nam de langwa jalse lagle. This is actually some are for us and some are really for who already became a bodhisattva. So some shlokas we can't think that level because our level is not that much. As I told you 2 days ago that we cannot give even a small our finger. So to exchange everything is impossible for us. Is honestly it's very impossible. Don't you think is it impossible? I think 100% impossible. We can't. As what he said is that Suda doichen onge dagi nor tamje chogam chogdu jugnayang luitang longje tusum gewanam delango jalse lagle. So this shloka is I think it's only he or she who became a bodhisattva. But for we also need to try it. But we are beginner. We can't do this much now. It's beyond our thinking. So he said that Sudak, the someone, according to the desire, so all my properties, Daginor, Ongi Daginor, Thamje Chokam, so who all he or she robbed, and maybe ask someone and let him robbed. Jugnayam, even though he or she did that, Luitang Longje and my body and all the property and the virtuous action, that 3 times virtuous action also to dedicate it to him is the practice of Bodhisattva. So is it possible for us? Maybe if I have an iPhone, if someone asks, I cannot. iPhone is very big thing, to be honest, because it is expensive. Even 5,000 Nepali rupees, if someone says, can you give me? Maybe my hand is no, even I have it, no, suppose having been monk 27 years, if happened this, so in ordinary or general ways we cannot think about it. It is impossible almost to think, but way is only way that way. If we want to be Buddha, if we want to be enlightened, only way is that way. So from very, so that's why in Buddhism put the giving perfection, dan parmita, Buddha put in very first. But even if we cannot give like $5,000, $1,000, $5,000, $100, at least we can give $5, maybe $2. So beginner need to practice that way. Oh, so when we give it, and completely we need to give it. What is the tradition in Buddhism and maybe other religion as well? I'm not very sure. So when they give donation to the monastery and when they give donation to build a statue or something, and even they give one, they donate one fan and they wrote their name is on fan that such and such family donated it. So to be honest, it is not a perfect donation. Once you gave it. Suppose, and we have a, when we are in meditation, we have a like offering of mandala, Sashi Pujujoshi Medotam, and some of us make the mandala made by silver. And the offering of mandala means once you offer to the Buddha or something, then it finished, not your, but whole family, even who has a Buddha statue, especially Mahayana family, they have a Buddha statue, they have a mandala, and they have everything. So they think that mandala is I am offering to the Buddha, and if it lost, they will get very sad. They will be sad because this, oh, my mandala is, I lost my mandala. But so it doesn't mean that you did not offer mandala to the Buddha. You just act is, you just decorate things at your shrine room. So you did not offer. It shows clearly that because suppose if you give someone suppose if I give something to someone, so if it lost or whatever, I don't care about it because I gave already. But to offering thing is that you are thinking still it is yours and your attachment is with your, but it is, and you think that I offered. So once you offered, how can it be your? But so that is called acting. Yeah, these are the only acting. So that's why here is saying that so even who, because of his or her attachment, when he or she robbed all our things, even though he did that, so my body and all the properties and 3 times virtuous action also need to be dedicated to him. So it is impossible. What I want to say is it is impossible. So that's why we need to practice from very small things, just give it and just give it. Suppose there are 2 Thai Dharma friends, one is Jampa Khanto and Nathem. So when you go to temple the next time, and if you give something there, don't write your name there, okay? But is it true? Honestly, I'm saying, whether you write or not is so sorry. I'm just telling you. But once we give it, honestly, to feel that, oh, finished. Oh, I offered it. Yeah, also. Then number 13. Dagla nyeba chungse me shindo, kangda dagi gobo chweje nang, nyingje ongi dei digba nam, dagla lemba jalse laglen. Dagla nyeba chungse me jurjang. Even I don't have any fault, any my fault. Kangda dagi gobo chweje nang, having without my fault, if someone cut my head, here is a but head cannot cut, maybe it's been neck, maybe so it's called gobo chue jigang. If they cut our head, ningje wange with full of compassion, loving kindness and compassion, they digba his or her all sins are to take myself is the practice of the Bodhisattva. So is it possible for us? Maybe 100% not. But that's why it is saying to Bodhisattva, who became a Bodhisattva already, as the previous life of Buddha, he donated his body to the hungry tigers because he or she has that capability. So maybe some Indian guru, I forgot his name, he said that. So that's why if we try to, and sometimes what happens is that, emotionally doing things and doing with compassion is very different. Suppose in society, sometimes what happens is that emotionally people can do things. So emotionally they will suicide themselves. Emotionally they give something that in Nepal and India, usually it happened in Nepal and India. I'm not very sure in Western world it happened or not. Here is sometimes they, especially they do fire puja, and many people come there, gather there, and someone say, I will give 1 lakh rupees, means 100,000 rupees. And emotionally, some other will speak that, I will give you 200,000 rupees. So this is emotionally. So emotionally, it is not it is your practice. It will not be benefit as well. It will not be beneficial. But when you think from yourself, so emotionally, suppose if commit suicide, or emotionally, if you give something, it will not be perfect. But having compassion, if you give, then that one is the perfect one. So Nyingje Wangi Dei Dikpanam, so his or her, all the sins, to take myself is the practice of the Bodhisattva. In the Buddha's previous life, it happened once. The 500 merchants went to sea to bring diamonds. I heard that the history that at that time many diamonds and golds are getting, maybe they have to cross the sea or somewhere, I don't know where do they have to go, but in the history of Buddhism or history in India or somewhere, they used to go to get a diamond to ocean, sea. So the previous life of Buddha, during the practice of Bodhisattva, so he also was there in among 500 merchants. So when they went and they got so many diamonds and they were coming back. So when they come closer to the bank of ocean, and the boatman thought who was boatman thought that, if I could kill this all 500 merchants, then all the diamonds, I can get all the diamonds. So he thought, and he wanted to kill those merchants. And the Bodhisattva knew that, he is going to kill these 500 merchants. And he felt he developed very compassion, and he thought that if he killed these 500 merchants, so he has to go to hell for a long time because he will get a sin of killing 500 merchants. So if I kill him, and I can save 500 merchants' life as well as, and I can protect him to go to the hell. And if I go to hell, I killed only one person, and I have to be there only for short. So then he killed him and saved the 500 merchants. So because of that compassion, the previous Buddha, he got limitless virtues action. So he accumulated loads of virtues, virtues thing. So then he quickly became a highest bodhisattva and come maybe the Bhumi, across Bhumi and Bhumi. So he became a Buddha then. That's why. So that is a reality one, real one, true one. So that is just acting and just emotionally doing, and from the bottom of heart. Suppose as I can give example again that the mother by acting she never loved their children, but emotionally also not, because from the bottom of heart they love. It is a true. It is naturally. It's not just making it. Uh, I don't know. Sorry. In Nepal and India, so, in ancient time, in sometime it happened in these days also. Someone has a two wives, five or six, three, something like that. Suppose then, oh, okay, so the eldest wife, if divorced or if she died or something, then come younger wife, and elder wife has two, three children, and the youngest wife also has a suppose younger mother and elder mother. So on my mother and how to say whatever. Uh, so the younger mother, by acting, when people see, when people come, they just show that she just shows that, oh, she is taking care of that children as well. But in reality, not. She is not doing from bottom of heart. She only loves her child is from the bottom of heart. So that will be the acting. Suppose if we do acting like that, so it is not real love. But real love is come from bottom of heart, their own children. Yeah. So that's a bodhisattva is like that. He develop loving kindness and compassion is from a bottom of his heart, natural one. It is not the acting one. So, yeah. So then one more shloka. I think it's okay. Well, 14 shloka is going. So meditation and going to bye bye.